And I feel like, if I were to be completely honest, I feel like this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be me, sharing me with you and whoever is listening to this at this moment. And it sounds weird, although it doesn't sound weird. It makes perfect sense to me.
For me, like, kindness is probably number one. It's so huge because I know what it's like to be the little boy forsaken in the corner. Like, you don't deserve to live. Welcome to a conversation between two friends.
This is Alice.
And I'm David.
And this is Truthfully Yours.
We are by no means experts or teachers, just speaking honestly within the bounds of friendship. If you found your way here, maybe there's something in that honesty meant for you too.
We invite you to lean in, and perhaps you'll recognize your own journey in ours.
In this inaugural conversation, Alice and David explore your place in the universe, how it's shaped by experience, and how it changes over time. They reflect on what it means to be exactly where you are, even when you're still becoming who you're meant to be. This isn't about having it all figured out. It's about honesty, reflection, and being human, right where you are.
Our lovely topic this morning is going to be, or rather today, is going to be your place in the universe. What a topic.
What a topic.
I like that this is going to be probably one of the first few episodes.
I think so.
Because I think it also serves as like introduction, which I think is great.
Well, the question in itself, this is not going to be a singular episode. I can tell you that much.
God, thought we were striving for that. Okay, all right.
But I think there's so many paths where we can take this conversation. But, where should we start for today?
This is a little insight into the David and Alice dynamic, where David likes to bake bite-sized cookies.
Right.
You eat one, go on your way.
Yes.
Let's talk about this topic in one bite-sized cookie.
Okay.
Alice is a full-on kitchen baker.
Yes.
Like, let's make all of the things. This is a full-on meal.
Right.
We can get many good things out of this. I like it.
I think so.
And we can, and it may end up being just a cookie. It might be a whole fucking pie. We'll see.
We'll see. I fucking love pie, though.
So do I. What's your favorite pie?
Favorite pie? That's a good question. I don't know. It changes with mood, but I would have to say apple a la mode.
Yes, vanilla bean.
Vanilla bean.
Not French vanilla. All right, we'll bake together one of these days. Topic today is your place in the universe.
If you look back when you started thinking about big things, I think back when I was a kid, not so much of where is my place in the universe, definitely like where I fit into it. And then it kind of evolves as you get older, especially when you go through hardships or you're comparing yourself to somebody else. I think for me, more than where my place in the universe is, I would think of it more like, what is my purpose? And it always drove me nuts when I would meet somebody who had it all figured out. And you see this
Seemingly,
but you see this most often with people who are gifted with certain abilities, like singers, athletes.
Yes.
Right?
Sure.
Like the one person that comes to mind right away is like Justin Bieber. He puts out YouTube content. And next
Love
thing you know, I love 13-year-old
I'm
Justin
a believer.
Bieber music. I am a believer too. I love Justin Bieber. Prolific. But
Justin, we hope you're okay.
yes, we love you, Justin.
Okay, but you look at him as someone who's got it put together. He knows his purpose in life.
Yes.
Like, that's the pinnacle? Is that what you're...
No, but obviously he had this gift and it aligned with the universe to be where he is today. Is his life perfect? No, it's probably a fucking mess.
Yeah.
And he would probably tell you that too.
I mean, he's written about it in many songs, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think he's at least honest about it. And he doesn't care. But this is the one thing I've noticed about his life currently. When people take videos of him and he's wasted or he seemingly seems on some type of substance.
Sure.
I think he's highly aware that there are cameras on him and he just doesn't care. And whatever he is doing to self-soothe, or maybe it's intentional to have a good time, he does not care who's watching.
Hot take.
Hot take.
I like it.
But like him, or you hear stories about athletes who just seem to have everything lined up for when they get to college. You just know they're going to get some billion-dollar deal.
Sure.
Right? So I always looked at those types of people, or even in high school, you say, oh, where are you going to go to school? What are you going to study? And they're like, I'm going to be a doctor.
Yeah.
You were thinking,
I'm going to
how
this
do you-
university.
Yeah. How do you even know that? Frustrated me as an adult when I was in my 20s, in my 30s. But now that I'm in my 50s, I feel like I'm exactly where I need to be in this moment, and I don't have it figured out, and it's okay. So my place in the universe, I would
Interesting.
say, is exactly where I need to be, even though I cannot tell you exactly what that is. But for myself, I feel like I've been on a personal journey of growth and self-discovery and a hyper level of self-awareness that has brought me to this point where here I am doing this podcast with you. And that's part of my place in this universe. And I feel like, if I were to be completely honest, I feel like this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be me, sharing me with you and whoever is listening to this at this moment. And it sounds weird, although it doesn't sound weird. It makes perfect sense to me. Because I think what this world needs right now are more people who are just willing to put themselves out there and not really care and just say, this is who I am. And it can be ugly. It can, look unpolished. But it is what it is, and I am who I am.
When you first mentioned Justin Bieber, I thought, oh, okay, we're going with the definition that like making a lot of money and being a very famous person is like this ideal of success.
Right.
But that's not what you were saying at all.
No.
You were more elaborating on the fact that this person who is often exists, in the limelight, doesn't give a shit.
Right.
And says, this is me, take all of it,
Yes.
take it or leave it.
Right.
And he produces gorgeous music, and also sometimes it's a train wreck. If we can find our own way of inhabiting both sides of ourselves,
Right.
the train wreck and the beautiful music side, figuratively, then you've got it made.
Well, so many people identify with music, right? The lyrics of music.
Sure.
And if you listen to his music, it's very prolific. Because I think he often writes and sings to his experiences, which are very much universal. People can definitely relate to it.
Yeah.
It's unvarnished, which I personally love. I mean, I was actually thinking about this the other day because on the Spotify rap, he was
Yeah.
one of my top singers that I listened to. And I can't quote any lyrics for you, but there are several of his songs where I think, oh my gosh, this is so relatable. And they bring me comfort. Not because the song in itself is comforting, but more like his experience are experiences that I have had or do have. And so it just feels like, oh, a little less alone. Like we're not as, unique as we think we are or alone or isolated. Although I don't really feel alone or isolated. It's just nice that other people can relate to me.
That's very interesting. Yeah. I'm kind of trying to think of like some of his favorite songs that I listen to. I feel like almost it's more like Candy. Like, oh, it's the melody is great.
Right.
Like the lyrics are catchy.
Yes.
Some, maybe like on some level I feel that way.
I bet you probably resonate with a lot of Taylor Swift's lyrics.
Yes, I definitely do. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly who I was thinking of kind of comparing
Yeah.
Bieber to Taylor. Anyway. Okay, so for you take this topic of your place in the universe and have kind of looked back in the past where you maybe often ask the question, why? Or who am I?
Yes.
I guess I say why, and it's like, oh, these people seem to have it all together. Why do they? And then kind of being more present in the now. So I look at my place in the universe and I think to myself, especially the way I grew up, like I could be a boring ass potato white dude with 8 kids, taking them to church, voting for Trump and Republicanism because it serves my interests and mine alone. But instead, I was given this journey of like, hey, let's embed you in the heart of white privilege, conservative, America. But guess what? You're going to sparkle a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And they hated me for it.
Yes.
They did. Like people in my church that were forgiven. Let's go through a list here. One of them raped a girl, was forgiven, became a speaker, teacher at church. A different person in my church stole money, embezzled money from her firm that she worked at, the tune of $50,000+, gambled it all away for her gambling addiction, was forgiven, is in good standing with the church. Me, never stolen anything.
Right.
never raped anybody,
Right.
never did anything I know that I knowingly harmed anyone. Nope, can't be a part of the church. Can't be a member of the church because I am gay.
You're gay. Yeah.
And so I think about my place in the universe. And I think when I compare it from such a zoomed out space, like how different my life could be if I was a peasant Chinese woman born in 540 AD, or, if I lived in Cuba in like this current time frame, how different my life would be, and how having dreams and goals and ambitions, we may never get there, but we make it down the path a ways. And look at the path that you're on. Like, look who you are, and like how amazing that is that you are the person you are. And you bring the full spectrum of your life and your stories with you and your experiences. And for me, like, kindness is probably number one. It's so huge because I know what it's like to be the little boy forsaken in the corner. Like, you don't deserve to live.
You and I are similar in this way. I think we use all of our life experiences and we think about the ways that maybe we have felt excluded and isolated and made to feel different, and maybe the shame that comes with that was dumped on us but wasn't deserved, to be change makers and to walk alongside people who are going through the same thing. It doesn't necessarily mean, oh, you're going to walk, alongside every young boy who's trying to figure it out. That's not what I mean by that. But what I mean is, for instance, right now what you do for a living is you work in hospice care, right?
Yes.
So you're walking alongside people at end of life.
Yeah.
You're showing them compassion. You're showing them love.
Yes.
For me, I feel like my place in the universe, I know this is part of my purpose, is to walk alongside people who are going through some deep, hard shit. Because I've been there. Because you can only serve people in a really profound, impactful way when you've gone through something similar. It makes the work that you do not only more fulfilling for yourself, but for the person receiving that. There's trust that is given to you.
It's taking that painful experience you went through and saying, it doesn't have to just be this.
Yes.
I can tell this person there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
You are strong enough to get through this.
Right.
Because I was not, and look at me now. Somehow I stumbled in the darkness and found my way through this. And you can do it too.
Right.
I'm not special, but I'm testament that you can do this.
Right. I think you and I are in agreement. I mean, I think we should strive to be good human beings in general, period.
Yeah, that's our place. That's our place in the universe.
Yeah, that is our place in the universe, actually.
Yeah. And it's pretty epic. I'm sorry, it's epic to be human. Humans are so unique. Like, it's amazing what we have the opportunity to do within our lives.
If there's just one thing I hope you as a listener could take away from today's conversation, it would be this: that your place in the universe is to live out loud, freely you, and most importantly, without apology. Thanks for listening, and until next time, goodbye.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, subscribe to Truthfully Yours wherever you get your podcasts. We'd love for you to share this with someone who might need to hear it. New episodes weekly on Thursdays. For more about the show and Alice and David, visit truthfullyyours.com.